Rahim, learned friends and senior members of the Bangladesh Supreme Court Bar Association. Today I will talk about my candidature in the upcoming Supreme Court Bar Association election. I'm the candidate for the post of Assistant Secretary. My ballot number is 1. My ballot number is 1. I repeat it, my ballot number is 1. Basically, I have been practicing here in this court since 2012. And from morning to evening, I'm all the time with you. And I'm a regular practitioner here in the Supreme Court Bar Association. At the very inception of my discussion today regarding my election manifesto and something like that is that for what reason you will elect me in the upcoming election is the matter of question. You may ask me that for what reason you should cast your ballot vote to me. My commitment is that we are independent professional. Why should we run after the politically backed panel or something like that? We should have to tackle that kind of situation. And we can take the decision to develop our professional dignity and bring back the professional dignity in no time. In the 10 years back or the 15 years back, you must know that the large advocates of the Supreme Court Bar Association would contest in the upcoming elections in the Supreme Court Bar Association election without having any panel. The system of panel must have to be break down and it should be washed away from the premises of Supreme Court Bar Association. This is my commitment actually. I'm not for any other panel. I'm an independent candidate here in the Supreme Court Bar Association election. My target is to make conscious all the learned advocates that we, the learned advocate, by casting our ballot vote to an eligible candidate, very confident and courageous candidate, can ensure that without having the alliance of the panel, we can elect the qualified person to lead the Bar Association. It is very much a regretful matter that more or less most of the large advocates are running after the politically backed panels and something like that. Though it is completely prohibited nowadays by the Election Commission of Supreme Court Bar Association to publicize, to make publicity with the banner of any political party or any other panel. But they are doing randomly. That is a matter of great regret to me and to all the large advocates so far as I understand. Learned advocates and senior friends of the bar, what I'd like to draw your attention at the very moment of the discussion today is that if I am elected by your ballot vote, certainly I will try to dedicate my last drop of blood for the betterment of the learned members of the bar, and I will just try to do something special. I'm not giving you the false assurance. Be aware of the false assurance of the political leaders, those who are just using us to be a political leader, minister, judge, assistant attorney general for Bangladesh, AZ, DAZ, and something like that. They are just working only to be a leader and for their personal interest, but I'm determined enough not to run in that way, but I just want to be an advocate, a very good advocate and very good practitioner till my last breathing. This way I don't have any hanker after wealth and I don't have any hanker after such kind of political position and so on. So if I'm qualified enough and if any land advocate is qualified enough, certainly they will just rush to you and they will pick you to sit in that position. This is the matter of question. And forgetting that kind of spirit, we are just not being able to do something special and we are just trying to flatter the political leaders. We're just trying to make sure the betterment of their agenda and just lagging behind your study, lagging behind your legal research and so on. So we need to be much more tended to be a very good lawyer first, and then what we need to do in the Bar Association is nothing. We need to stop the misappropriation of the fund. We need to make and increase the facility of the Bar Association so that the learned members can be much more flexible and much more comfortable at the time of their practice here in the Supreme Court premises. And new learned advocates, those who are just being enrolled here in the Bar Association, they are just being roasted just like the chicken, and they are not being able to get the brief. Even the seniors are not just giving them the privilege to make them very good lawyers. So if it is done and if it is continued, certainly the potentiality of the young lawyers will just get stuck down, and there is no possibility and rosy possibility of being a very good lawyer here in the Supreme Court and in our country also. That is why my honest request to all the learned members of the Supreme Court Bar Association and learned senior advocates to think about the matter. We are at the gunpoint of destroying our professional dignity at all. So we need to think about saving our professional dignity first. If we cannot save our existence, in no time we will have to be dusted. We will have to be the tool and the tape of the political leaders and the government also. So my first and foremost mission and vision to be a candidate here in the upcoming election is that I will just try to make sure to bring back the professional dignity of my learned advocates here, being united with the elected members, and I need your honest trying and concerted efforts and your cooperation to bring back our self-esteemed and long-cherished professional dignity. We are just being aware about our professional dignity. We are just forgetting us, and we don't know what we need to do. We are just trying to sell ourselves very cheaply to the political banners. That has to be stopped in no time. And secondly, what I need to bring to light here for you information is that if you kindly cast your ballot vote to me in the upcoming Bar Council election in my ballot number 1, I will do something that includes the learned lady lawyers of the Bar Association are not being able to handle their client sitting in the hall room or somewhere like that. So there should be a separate client handling room here in the Supreme Court premises for the learned lady lawyers. So that is also most important. And in every year, learned advocates are getting enrollment in the Supreme Court Bar Association. A good number of learned advocates are rushing to this profession, but they are not being able to even stand in the hall room, and rather they are just running after the seniors, and they don't have the opportunity to be seated in the chair also, even in the hall room also. So there is a limitation of the sitting capacity in the Bar Association, so it has to be taken into consideration as first and foremost as those who will be elected. If I can be elected by your ballot vote, then I will just try to give more priority and emphasize on implementing this kind of project so that we can do something better for the betterment of my learned advocates and so on. And thirdly, what I need to focus on here before all of you is that professional training seminar workshop can reach ourselves in a very well-defined and diversified way that we already have forgotten. We are not giving more emphasis on this extent, and that is why the number of the quality lawyers are being just diminished and flopped down day by day. If we look at 10 years back and 5 years back, we would certainly understand that yes, there were a good number of legendary lawyers. We are about to disappear the kind of stakeholders here in the bar. So to make sure that there are a good number of learned advocates, those who will be international standard and those who will be a very good lawyer, we need to start right now the professional training workshop and seminar organized by the Supreme Court Bar Association for all the learned advocates. Training can mention and polish our skill and latches and drawbacks step by step. So there is urgency of making the things happen. So let's be united and let's take an oath to cast our ballot vote in favor of such person who will be honest enough and dignified and a regular practitioner in the bar, and there is a commitment without having any political alliance, only to work for the betterment of the learned advocates is a matter of question. So learned advocates are kindly requested, and my humble request to learned advocates of the Supreme Court Bar Association to think more at least twice before casting their vote in favor of the panel, because they will just sell them. They will just use all the learned advocate as their steer to reach in the upper tier, to be in a better position. So we need to think about ourselves first, and we need to think about the development, real development, actual development, professional development, professionalism, and our dignity. We are independent professional. We are not the salaried person here in the bar. So why should we just bow down them? I mean, why should we just think about the political leaders' interest first? We need to think about our interest first. That would just give us a very good award, so that we can just be, and we can be the successful lawyer. We can trigger a success point. That should be our ultimate goal. Learned friends, young lawyers, and the efficient lawyers will never betray with such kind of initiative if we just go for taking that kind of initiative. Inshallah, willingness to Almighty, I'm determined enough to dedicate my last drop of blood for the betterment of the learned advocates in the bar associations. I don't have any hanker after all. That's because I've said to you that, Ali, that I want to die with the identity as an advocate without having any political interference and so on. So I don't want to just follow the footprint of the political leaders, that they will just give me such kind of post so and so and so and so. No, I'm not just running after them. So we should have to think about that, because there is a greater opportunity and the potentiality of the learned advocates here. Those who will just try to dip their honest trying, and they will just try to dip their concentration on legal study, legal races, and professional study, and everything, etc., etc. So that can just give and change our fate. The political leaders and the political panel can never change our fate itself, and they are just trying to make you the better interest, but they are not still thinking about us. We are being lagged behind. We are getting lagging behind, and we need not to think about the better interest of that person. So those who are just cheating with us, giving the false assurance. So at the very bottom line of my briefing today, I would like to request to learned advocates and senior advocates of the Bar Association to cast their valid vote in favor of me. My ballot number is 1. I'm for the post of Assistant Secretary, and I think and strongly believe that I will be able to utilize my knowledge, expertise, honesty, integrity to serve you in the coming years, if you kindly cast your vote in the upcoming election. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.